Dear viewer, I recently watched The Lunchbox, written and directed by Ritesh Batra, and what I found was a quiet revelation. It's a story simmering with subtleties, brimming with human vulnerability, and steeped in the bittersweet flavors of everyday life. At its heart, this film is not just a narrative, it's an experience. It's a journey that invites us to pause, reflect, and immerse ourselves in the tender dance of human connection. Beneath the seemingly simple premise of a lunch that has been delivered wrong lies a profound meditation on the nature of love, loneliness, and hope in a world that often forgets to stop and listen. It all begins with a mistake. Ela, a young housewife whose days revolve around tending to her home and preparing meals, seeks to reignite the dwindling affection in her marriage. She pours her heart into cooking, crafting meals as an offering of love and a silent plea for attention. But as fate would have, the lunchbox intended for her husband lands on the desk of Saajan Fernandez, a retiring widower whose life is defined by the solitude and routine. What follows is a series of handwritten notes exchanged through the lunchbox, an accidental connection that transforms their worlds. From the very first note, the film immerses us in the raw honesty of their correspondence. These letters are not just words on paper, they're confessions, dreams, and fragments of their souls. Through this exchange, Ela and Sajan's inner lives unfold, revealing their vulnerabilities and unspoken desires. The beauty of their connection lies in its simplicity. It's a reminder that even the smallest gestures can carry profound meaning. Mumbai is a city of paradoxes, vibrant yet isolating, teeming with people yet often lacks intimacy. This busy metropolis serves as more than just a setting. It becomes a silent observer to Ela and Sajan's lives. Ela's loneliness is very obvious, hidden behind her dutiful smiles and measured words. Her husband's indifferences cut deeper than any argument could. For Sajan, loneliness is quieter, almost resigned. Years of grief have wrapped him in a cocoon of isolation, and he moves through the city like a ghost, unnoticed and untouched. Their shared solitude resonates with anyone who has ever felt unseen in a crowd. The lunchbox, a vessel of nourishment, becomes a lifeline, bridging the distance between their disparate worlds. Their story reminds us that loneliness is not just the absence of people, it is the absence of understanding, and it is only through connection that we can begin to fill that void. Food in the lunchbox is more than just sustenance. It is a language. For Ela, cooking is her voice, a way to communicate what she cannot put into words. Each dish she prepares carries her emotions, her longing, frustration, and her hope. The spices she chews, the care she takes, all reflect her inner world. For Sajan, the meals evoke memories of his late wife, a bittersweet reminder of a time when his life was filled with companionship and warmth. As Ela's dishes travel across Mumbai, they bring her closer to Sajan. Every bite he takes is an act of communion, a silent acknowledgement of her efforts. This interplay between food and emotion is universal. It reminds us of the meals that comforted us, the flavors that take us back to our childhood, and the dishes that hold the essence of our loved ones. The lunchbox become more than a container. It's a bridge, a storyteller, and a symbol of human connection. Both Ela and Sajan are trapped in lives defined by inertia. Ela's marriage has become a silent struggle, a routine devoid of intimacy. Saajan, on the verge of retirement, faces a future that feels as empty as his past. Through their notes, they begin to confront the truths that they have long avoided. They share their fears, regrets, and hopes, finding solace in each other's honesty. The film's ambiguous ending is its most profound statement. The audience is left wondering, will they meet? Will they take the leap? But perhaps the answer is less important than the journey itself. By the end, both Ela and Saajan have changed. Saajan decides to retire early and move to Nasik, a symbolic gesture of embracing the unknown. Ela contemplates leaving her marriage to start anew, a daring act of self-liberation. Their stories remind us that letting go is not about abandoning the past, it's about making space for the future. In an era dominated by instant messaging and fleeting interactions, the handwritten notes in the lunchbox feel almost radical. There is a sort of deliberateness in their communication, a depth that comes from taking the time to write, to reflect, and to share. This stands in the stark contrast to the superficiality of modern exchanges, where words are often typed in haste and forgotten just as quickly. The film asks us to reconsider how we connect with others. Do we truly listen? Do we allow ourselves to be vulnerable? Or have we become so accustomed to convenience that we've lost the art of meaningful conversation? Ela and Saajan's letters remind us of the power of words when they come from the heart, when they're given the time and space to breathe. Mumbai is more than just a setting, it's a character. Its rhymes mirror the emotional currents of the story. The crowded trains, the Liberthian streets, and the tireless dabawalas all reflect the complexities of human life. The dabawala system, celebrated for its precision, becomes a metaphor for life's unpredictability. Despite its near-perfect efficiency, it's a mistake that brings Ela and Saajan together, a reminder that even in the most orderly systems, there is room for serendipity. The city's duality, its chaos and intimacy, its anonymity and interconnectedness, echo the inner worlds of the characters. Mumbai becomes a silent witness to their transformation, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of life's challenges. The Lunchbox is a masterclass in finding meaning in the mundane. It teaches us that even in the smallest acts, a handwritten note, a lovingly prepared meal, can create ripples of significance in someone's life. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to cherish the connections that nourish our souls, and to find beauty in the everyday. The film also reminds us of the courage it takes to embrace change, whether it's Saajan's decision to leave the familiar or Ela's determination to seek a better future. Their stories inspire us to confront our fears and take the first step forward to transformation. Life is like a well-cooked meal, and it requires patience, care, and also a willingness to experiment. Much like the flavors of a perfectly balanced dish, the lunchbox lingers long after the credits roll. It leaves us with a sense of warmth and a gentle ache, a reminder of the fragile beauty of human connection. Ritesh Batra has crafted more than a film. He has given us a reflection of our own lives, our own hopes, and our own desires to be seen and understand. As we go back to our routines, let us carry the lessons of the lunchbox with us. To savor the small moments, cherish the connections that bring meaning to our days, and never underestimate the power of a simple act of kindness. Perhaps most importantly, we have to embrace that even in the most unexpected circumstances, there is always room for hope. Hope for connection, hope for understanding, and hope for a brighter tomorrow. In the end, The Lunchbox is not just a film, it's a gentle nudge to live fully, to connect deeply, and to savor every bite of life's rich and varied experiences. Thank you very much for watching.